back to an episode of 12 Inch Fanatic. Remember to subscribe. So today we're taking a look at the newly released Ace Ventura Shady Acres edition. So there have been a few iterations of releases of Ace Ventura figures in the past. All of them were kind of his classic look with the sort of Miami button-up, short sleeve, flower print pattern or Hawaiian pattern. This one, however, is what I think is the most hilarious moment in the film, where he was in the mental institution and he had the tutu on and his hair all crazy. Just hilarious. I previously purchased ASMUS Toys' version of the classic one that I just described. So with this ASMUS figure and the original one, we're going to do a side-by-side and see if there were any improvements in the head sculpt itself. Obviously, the outfits are different, but there have been some pretty ugly interpretations of Jim Carrey's character. Even ASMUS, initially when they released their their Ace Ventura figure, the head sculpt was it got a resounding boo from collectors that it looked like a blind child's interpretation of a cartoon version of Jim Carrey. And so ASMUS came out later and says, hey, we're going to re-release this figure with a better head sculpt. And we're also going to, for those people who already purchased the other version of the figure, we're going to release just the head sculpt for people to purchase and upgrade their head. They made that head very difficult to obtain. So you pretty much had to buy the re-release of the figure itself if you were going to get anything decent. We're going to see what they did to the head on this figure. Let's take a closer look. Ace Ventura, classic comedy right there. I don't know about the sequel. I didn't enjoy it too much. Although the whole spitting in each other's faces thing was pretty funny. On the other hand, it was pretty corny when he came out of I think it was a rhino's asshole. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. So you got a picture of him, cartoonish interpretation of him in the outfit right here on the cover. A picture of the figure in a nice pose right here. Interesting. Private. All right, so it looks like this is maybe a display base. Got these two plastic panels here, and then this. We'll figure that out. So ASMUS is very good about including a bunch of random stuff that you'd be like, I didn't expect to see this with the figure. They have a very good zombie line. So there's a instruction sheet right here. And it looks like two versions of the box you have to assemble. All right, so there was some plastic. They had the legs nicely wrapped with saran wrap because they have this black sock underneath, and the legs are seamless, which is awesome. I wouldn't want to bend them. They don't look too good bent. As you can see, there's this seam here. But the fact that you can display it without any knee joint showing is great. But look at the figure overall. One thing I'm noticing real quick is that the arms seem a little too long. Right? But great clothing. I mean, the tutu looks great. They got the shorts underneath. He's got his printed shirt, and that is button closure, snap plastic button closure. It just seems interesting that they went with the seamless knee, and yet you have these ugly looking elbow joints. And the arms are a little little too skinny as well. So that's interesting. Now, the head sculpt, definitely an improvement over some that I've seen in the past. Very good likeness there. Now, with his hair being crazy like this, I would have preferred that it was stitched rather than sculpted. And look at that. Interesting way to do the head sculpt. All right. The boots are a single sculpt, but nicely detailed, including on the bottom. And yeah, good dexterity all around. And he gets pretty animated, so you want to have some good posability with this figure. So very good so far. Looks like you have this alternate head sculpt. That looks good. Look at that. That is sharp. They did it right. And this is his hair looking nice. Aha! Spoke too soon. So they do have a seamless arm option with this figure. I was getting worried there. And it looks a little bit more even as far as the thickness of the arms. Interesting. I really like how they did that too. You don't get any clicks here, but it holds. Very good. And it's got a good appearance bent. So that's great. What is this now? Oh, this is the clasp for the display. Spring action. And the display base is very nicely done. You've got Ace Ventura Pet Detective nameplate right there. And then a wood grain effect here. This is a sticker. This is an actual wood. ASMUS logo underneath, and then it's got some padding there. Not bad. All right, is there anything underneath? Oh yeah, there's tons. Holy cow. What is this stuff now? Okay, I think these are like the pins to hold the two plastic pieces together. We'll look at the instructions for that. I think this is also part of the display as well. Oh, awesome. You got his football here, and it's a plastic sculpt, but very nicely done. It looks like it's actually a football. It's even got some removal of the stitching there, worn out stitching, and nicely weathered as well. You got the diary here, and laces out. So this is, I think, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but this was Ray Finkel's diary. Very nice. Oh, wow, this is crazy. So this is the box for the isotoner gloves. Yeah. That's awesome. And then a newspaper. And this is the stitched doilies. I think that is his mom had. dyed Dan on both of those. And they're just plastic sculpts. Looks like you've got a few Ace Ventura business cards. And you got a few hand sculpts. And since he's got so many accessories, you kind of need these. You got a lot of options for holding the various things. There you go. Not too much detail in the hand sculpts. Nothing really big with the paint, although you can tell they did some layering there, so some detailing. The pinky, classic. All right, so let's get this figure set up. We're going to do a side-by-side with the old one, and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so here he is all set up. And as you can see, I've got the display base, the background here. It's essentially just the two plastic panels with these clips in the back, and then the thing just rests on top here. So, boy, fantastic piece, I gotta say. Really is nice. Wow. And the seamless arms look real nice on him as well. Now let's bring out the old version that they created. So as you can see, the head just looks a little goofy. Looks like maybe how he looks now with some filler. Maybe got some plastic surgery to look a little bit younger. And it just looks a little bit off. And they knew that. And so much so that it says right in the instructions here that a second head is featured in this special edition, produced by a new technique and brand new sculpt. The upgraded head sculpt is an upgrade from the previous Ace Ventura figure from ASMUS Toys. Players can interchange and assemble it with the old model and can also equip it on this new product. So let's do a side-by-side here of the new head sculpt with it. Definitely an improvement. Thanks, ASMUS, for fixing yourselves. So I don't know which version you would want. This is his classic look, but this is his, like I said, my imagination, his funniest look. I'm probably going to end up keeping both. Scale 1 to 10. Maybe they, if I'm really being picky, they could have included some strips of tape so you could tape the box up. But I mean, even look how they weathered the box, and they wrote Finkel on it. And then you have the broken version, so you could have him sitting in the box. Fantastic. Scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this figure a perfect 10. They covered everything that I would have wanted out of this figure, including those arms. Yeah, I think this is one of my favorite figures in a while. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.